Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to Secretary Liu's testimony on FSOC's 2014 annual report. This year's report covers many areas of the Council's activities and lists a number of potential emerging threats to the financial stability of the United States. One of the issues highlighted in the report is the need for a broad reform of the housing finance system and the return of private capital into mortgage finance. We've referred bipartisan legislation out of this committee, and Chairman Johnson and I continue to engage with our colleagues on this important issue. As I said at the last FSOC hearing, and I will repeat it today, the U.S. capital markets must remain the preferred destination for investors throughout the world. Unfortunately, regulatory uncertainty, infighting among U.S. financial regulators and with their overseas counterparts are causing investors to look elsewhere. I encourage Secretary Liu to lead an effort among FSOC members to identify other measures Congress should consider to ensure that our financial markets remain competitive. The frustration from foreign regulators over the lack of international coordination on financial reform is an ongoing concern. The European Commission just announced that it will grant equivalence to foreign clearinghouse rules in Australia, Hong Kong, India, Japan, and Singapore, but not the United States, in what some observers view as regulatory backlash. Last year, I suggested that Secretary Liu engage with foreign regulators to address cross-border conflicts and the unnecessary costs imposed by them. I look forward to hearing about the progress Secretary Liu has made in that area. I continue to have concerns about the lack of transparency of FSOC's process for designating non-bank systemically important financial institutions, or SIFIs. I've requested the Government Accounting Office to review FSOC's non-bank SIFI designation process and look forward to reviewing that report when it's finalized later this summer. There must be a transparent and measurable process to determine whether or not companies could become SIFIs. In order to make that determination, everyone needs to know what the criteria what criteria FSOC is using. The FSOC should either publish such criteria in the Federal Register for public comment, or at the very least specify in great detail why each of the already designated non-bank SIFIs qualified. Unfortunately, the publicly released documents designating the 3 non-bank SIFIs to date have provided little useful insight into the specific criteria FSOC used. The SIFI designation process cannot take place in a black box. Too much is at stake. That's why FSOC must be accountable and in full public view. Lastly, I'm concerned that the report on the asset management firms issued by the Office of Financial Research last fall does not properly account for the role asset managers play in our financial system. The Securities and Exchange Commission's decisions to put the OFR report out for public comment was a good step forward toward transparency and giving the public the opportunity to comment. I encourage Secretary Liu to consider making non-bank SIFI designation criteria also available for public comment. I look forward to discuss these and other issues at today's hearing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.